Google extensions, Chrome plugins, shortcuts, ways to make life easier for music discovery and the DJ. We're going to kick it off with a few that I've discovered over the past 6 months, some pretty fun, others very gimmicky. But then I'm going to share with you my personal collection, which may deviate a little further from DJing itself, but you'll see how it ties into my day-to-day approach of being a full-time professional disc jockey as we share each Chrome extension along the way. Now, first off, what is exactly a Chrome extension? Well, simply go to google.com. This is obviously one way to do your music discovery research, but I want to focus up to the top right of your Google Chrome browser. It's here that you'll find extensions. Now, as you can see, I have quite a few. And we're not going to get into all of them today, but I will share some of my favorites. But what these allow you to do is receive much quicker access to the tools that you use daily. Maybe you're a power Spotify user. You use it all the time, but you're thinking, boy, I'd love to be able to have a shortcut like push play by actually pushing play on my keyboard. Or it would be fun to scratch over a song that's currently playing on YouTube. I could sample and remix while it's currently playing. There's extensions that allow you to do that. And here's the best part. They're all free. I don't think I've ever paid for a Google extension in all my life, and I don't foresee them to do that anytime soon. What these usually are simple labors of love of developers and coders who put up shortcuts for people to use and explore. And today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite Google Chrome extensions with the DJ in mind. Well, this is amazing. You can actually manipulate a YouTube video as if you were scratching a record. You can drop the bass, you can adjust the highs, you can slice, drop samples, and it looks like there's a desktop app that comes along with it as well, allowing you to mix with YouTube. We won't get into that, but that's super sick. Search You.DJ or DJ Controls for any website in the Chrome plugin store. Sometimes you really want to test out the limits of your headphones and your speakers and maybe really get a good sound check before you go live. I picked up Sound Booster because this will boost the volume of your browser's audio. If I add to Chrome, let's see what happens next. So it leads me to a separate panel to where I can amplify up to 600%. Make sure you plug your ears before you go that far. I've read comments in the reviews saying that you have to adjust the settings each and every time, so it's not a set it and forget it thing. But still, if you really need that boost, here it is for you. Up next, you got BPM Tapper, as simple as it sounds, but also pretty crucial. There'll be those songs that come in double time or even the triple beat where you're just like, I can't catch that BPM. Add BPM Tapper to your browser, and anytime you get thrown off, you can just click to the beat, and it gives you a pretty accurate representation. This is one of the more useful Chrome extensions I have. Along the same lines, you've got Drum Pad, and just as it says it'll do, simply using my mouse. So you could live remix to any Spotify song you're listening to or YouTube video. Who knows, you might be able to get pretty good at that. Something to pass the time at least. This one's quite useful if you're playing off of Spotify. It's called Tab DJ. And if I were to add this extension, it's a simple DJ app that sends one channel to speakers while previewing on another. So you're probably not going to be able to hear this, but if I were to balance my speakers to the left, if you use one of those splitter cables, this will allow you to cue in one side of the headphone and listen to the master in the other. Taking a look a little deeper into some third-party tools for streaming services like Spotify and Tidal, you've got your Spotify web player search. So this extension took me to a separate page. It's pulling from the Spotify music library, which is open source, and now it's providing links to song lyrics, where to purchase it. It's basically redirecting you back to Google to do some research on the song, which I suppose comes in handy if you're trying to cross-reference song lyrics real fast. I do like this one. It's playback speed on Spotify. So now that I've added it to my Chrome, I'll go to the Spotify web browser, and now sure enough, I've got the ability to play back any song at the speed I would prefer. A couple use cases for this would be to see what it sounds like pitched up, and also maybe to really speed up the process of listening to this week's new releases. You could go up to double the speed if you choose, all the while preserving the pitch. Here's another called Spotify Web Player Hotkeys. If you want to avoid having to use your mouse all the time to play, you can set your system settings to push play, pause, have a previous track and next track queued up just by keys to whatever you'd prefer to have it on. Here's a SoundCloud Pop Up Player. allowing you to log in, heart, and favorite with less tab clicking for all SoundCloud heavy users. And then you've got Hotkey Music Controller for both YouTube and Spotify. You can use media hotkeys to control YouTube Music, Spotify, Tidal, and Deezer. There's a previous and next button along with a play and pause, all from the comfort of your keyboard instead. Okay, let's switch gears really quick and share the ones that I use on the day-to-day basis. Now, mind you, there are lots of plugins that are good for music and production and remixes, but what about client interaction? What about promoting your brand? What about sending off that perfect email to that promoter or person who's going to book you next? What about storing your music somewhere? Let's do a deep dive of some of the ones that I use practically every single day. Personally, I'm a big note taker on the go, which is why I love the TasksBoard Chrome extension. Something that just pops up in your head, you can jot it down and it syncs back to your phone, sets up little reminders for you as well. There's a few of them out there, but the one I use predominantly is the desktop app for Google Tasks. Make sure you get that one. Now this to me is one of the most supercharged extensions that I've personally played with and what I've shared with you today, but HARPA AI is an automation agent that works with Claude and ChatGPT. And I haven't even scratched the surface of what it can do, but in essence, it's a personal co-pilot for web browsing and automation. You can do a lot of automated work. It can really help out with your social media automation, cleaning out your inbox, monitoring prices, and I don't have the entire afternoon to devote to it. I can summarize, giving me a breakdown of all the parts and key takeaway moments that I don't want to miss. Big fan of HARPA AI. Now this one's a little bit more on the AI tip as well, but for those of you who use a lot of prompts, for example, having to type the same thing over and over again into ChatGPT to get the same results, you can save that, and it essentially copies all that you've told it to save, and the next time you go into ChatGPT and click paste, it'll be there for you to revise and use again. I like to think of it as a locker for your repetitive tasks. Anything you're constantly telling ChatGPT to do, it saves, remembers, and replays it over and over again for you. This one's super fun. I really enjoy this because I'm always having to try and find unique emojis for whenever I do a social media post to promote either Crate Hackers or one of my upcoming events. I can search, and simply by clicking on any of the emojis I like, it'll copy it underneath my mouse click and be ready to paste into the next post. It's like a clipboard for your emojis. And last but not least, I'm going to share with you the one I absolutely love and can't imagine living life without. This is for anybody who's just sick and tired of social media lately. I'm going to recommend Newsfeed Eradicator. Sometimes Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube can be daunting. Too many comments, too many floods of people you don't know, and sometimes, especially with election season coming up, it's going to get pretty divisive, right? Check this out. Newsfeed Eradicator replaces your entire newsfeed with an inspiring quote. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to choose the sites to enable it. I'm going to go to Facebook, and look, this is my homepage feed. I can't scroll up, I can't scroll down, nothing to distract me. Instead of disappearing for hours, being consumed by social media, this is good for both DJs and anyone alike. Pass this one along for sure. But those would definitely be the Chrome extensions that DJs should be using in 2024. I guarantee there's a few that I've missed, and I would love to get your recommendations. Share yours in the comments below. I'm Traylor for the Crate Hackers, once again reminding you that we offer up the best music and the best community of DJs that talk about music. The Crate Hackers desktop software is slowly going to reveal version 4.0 in 2024, so we want to get you on version 3.5 before the excitement really kicks off. Get a 7-day free trial of Crate Hackers right now by checking the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, hey listen, we would love to offer up more just like this, so please get notified every time we drop a new video. Click subscribe. It would really help us hackers. Until next time, happy hacking.